Hello people, back. Got a little ambition after buying this motor the other day to do something with it. So I think a little run, just all I have to do is clean the points. I'm going to polish it. I'm going to show you how I do it and how I pull my flywheels, and we'll take it from there. So let me get set up and then I'll bring you back. Basically what I do is I pop, after I took the recoil off, 3 screws, I'll pop off the recoil deal here. Spider I call it. Inspection cover. I think this is the last year they used the round ones. Then they went to that different style. But anyway, take the cover off. And my setup for the I use an auto harmonic balancer puller. Kind of keep it set up because I use it so much. Once in a while, if I'm lazy, I'll just bring the nut to the top and hit it with a hammer, but I don't like to usually do that too much. That usually works if you took the flywheel off, recently and then have to go back and take it off again. So let me get this all snugged up and I'll take you back on it. Alright, so I took the spider off. I don't know if the camera was on. It's just, 3 bolts. Take the nut off, 3/4 inch nut. Now I got the puller on here. Harmonic balancer puller from a car, auto. Make sure the threads go in at least a 1/2 inch or better, or you'll pull them right out. It's only aluminum. Make sure you equal length bolts if you do this. That's pretty much it. Oh, wrong way. And that's pretty much it. Most times they'll come off. Sometimes you got to put heat on them. So that's it. Flywheel off. Now I can see they got new coils. Wires aren't stowed properly. They're very prone to chafing. There's a certain way to run the wires, but I'm not going to get into that till later. Right now I'm just going to take the points out. I'll show you how I polish the points, then I'll put them back in. Alright, the first thing, I took the one side out, now I'm doing the second side. First thing I do is the screw. I pop that guy out of there. I like to take the points out and polish them with my Daco. I mean, you can do them in the motor if you're not that experienced at it, but I recommend taking them out. Just get used to it, I'm working around this camera's right in my way, so it's a little clumsy. So I take the screw out first, and then I'll take the clip right here with a scribe. See if I can do it without screwing up the camera. Too easy. Sometimes they go flying, so just be aware of that. Be very careful with them. A little clip. And the next thing I'll do is the little brass bracket that holds the points together. Because if you don't, that will hit the coil a lot of times. So you pop that off. And one more screw that holds the points to the mag plate. Make sure you use the right screwdrivers because they strip out. They're usually very tight because for some reason, motor heating, getting hot and cold over time, they kind of torque. But these were changed. Now be aware, this screw has what they call a wave washer on it. Whoop, I just popped off. Lucky I got more of them. But there's a little tiny wave washer that goes on there. Oh, there it is. It's in the mag plate. So let me get it out and then I'll get back to you again. Just basically it'll come straight up. Just like that, comes right off. So it's pretty easy to do. Okay, now I'm going to clean them. I got both sets out. Kind of keep them together too if you can, as match sets when you put them back. Doesn't matter what cylinder you put it back in on, but just keep them matched. They're not too bad. You can see they're just a little oxidized. The camera will focused. I didn't even check for spark. Probably had spark, but what do I do? I got my blue roll lock, which is very fine, and my old Daco from my Eastern Airlines days. Couple passes very lightly. Polishes the tungsten right up. Don't do it too much or you'll round the corners off and make it not flat. So I do that for both sides. I'm not sure don't mix on when I mix this up. Just put the points against something flat. This one's really dirty. And that's it, done. Oh, the light might be making it blurry. I don't know. It looks blurry in the camera. But that's what I do. And now I put them all back together. And once I get them all back in, I'll see if it's got any spark. Oh, also, I forgot. You got to do the other side, too. Not just the one side. So, pretty much is what I do. That's it. Done. You don't want to round them off. There's a slight little pin in it, but that's okay. Do that one. That's the number one. Same thing here. Done. All right, so I'll be back. I'll put them in. All right, so I got it all back together. I'm checking for spark. I don't have anything. I don't have the flywheel torqued or anything, but I think you can see in the video now. Got good spark now. It might have had spark when I started. It's got new wires too. I just have to trim one. One's about 3 inches too long. But that's it. So I'm going to button everything up and go get the gas can and see if I can kick it over. That's pretty neat. I'll get back to you. Alright, so I got everything done. Just before I close it all up, I'm going to show you that the wires, how they're stowed now. They're not anywhere near the crankshaft. Also, the coil wires that go to the points are stowed properly away from the cam that opens and shuts the points, underneath the coil on each side. Put a couple drops of oil on the oil wick down there. The coils are adjusted properly. They're not overhanging on the bosses, so that's good. New wires. I shortened the one wire. I put a new gear shift knob on it, a gear shift lever, which I took off a donor motor. I have one right here. Another runner too. This one turns too, but I stole the gear shift lever off it. I also want to show you some other stuff why I'm thinking about it. This is the 5818 I'm building from parts. I got the whole lower end done, the power head's on. I'm working on that. I had that little 3-week period when my leg was bad, so I really didn't touch it, you know. But this is a project in the work for the winter. I ended up putting another skeg on the lower unit, which isn't advisable, but you can do it because they're line board from the factory. Sometimes you'll have problems with them, but I haven't seen it yet, so or heard of anybody having a problem with that. But I found the skeg after I put the replacement on there, and all brand new. The gears and forward gears like new. The clutch dog, really something else. But that's this motor. Then another one I'm going to be working on soon. Right here is a 1956 15. Back in the late 90s, I repainted the cover. I used cans, rattle cans, just to see how it would come out instead of using a spray gun. And you know, it came out really nice. It's kind of dark in this section of my shop, but this is the 1956 15 horse. That's another project in the works that's coming up. So I got this project going. This motor has to be rebuilt. It's stuck, but it has potential. 58, I'm building from parts, picking parts motor. I actually buffed up the cover. Looks really nice. Looks pretty good. Just got to button up the power head and a couple things here and there, put new coils in it, and that will be done. But back on this, like I said, I did the gear shift lever. Found out the acorn is factory. It was the last year they used the acorn. In 56, they went to a plastic bullet or an aluminum bullet. Then they went to plastic. But the acorn's stock. I freed up the tiller. Tiller works really nice now. It was stuck here. So what I had to do is basically, get a light over there. Torch it right in here. Mostly here is a problem. Right down in here. Just heat the hell out of it and just stay away from the rubber, and you'll get it to free up. But everything else looks pretty good. It's synchronized pretty close. I changed the put the proper choke lever on it. Low speed knob is correct now for the 55 year. So now I'm just going to button it all back up and see if I can kick it over right here. You know, it's about 6 o'clock, so I'm not going to try filling anything, my bucket out there and run it outside in water. But if the water pump is like the rest of this motor, it should start right up. But we'll see. I'll get you back when I get it all buttoned up. All right, folks, I got it all buttoned up. I put some ether in the cylinders. Here goes. Just gonna kick it over. That's it, just on ether. I couldn't find my gas tank. I have it put away. But anyway, it runs. If we get a nice day in the near future, I'll put it in some water and run it and make sure that everything is good, dial it in. And that will pretty much be it. It's nice when you get motors like this, when they're basically pretty easy, you know. Clean the points. A couple little minor things I have to do, which I did. Choke knob, low speed knob. I got these two. I got to put this in. That was missing. I shortened the wires. I still got to put a spring and some tie wraps over here to keep this tucked in nice. But that's it. Thanks for following me on this one. Another $40 special that runs. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Stay tuned. Adios.